Hello, boys, and welcome to Social Studies for week 12. And this week we are going to do lesson number 4, which is making a difference. Before I actually share my screen with you, I just want to give you a brief introduction. Making a difference basically means helping others, and making a difference also means helping those who need help, who cannot help themselves, and trying to make the lives of other people better or improving their lives, right? So I'm going to share my screen with you, and if you'd like, you can turn to page number 85 on your in your social studies student book, and you can see over here that the page number is highlighted for you. I'm just going to get out my little red dot so that you can see where I am. So over here, I'm not going to read everything on the page. I'm basically just going to explain and then share some additional resources with you as well. So in a nutshell, making a difference is basically done by most around the world and also within Saudi Arabia, but done by organizations known as NGOs or NPOs. These are called non-government organizations or non-profit organizations. What that means, boys, is that um, they don't rely on funds from the government in order to do what they do. For example, within the country of Saudi Arabia, or within the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we have something called the Red Crescent Society. And this Red Crescent Society is a very, very big, very large organization that aims to protect the lives of people all around the world, not just in Saudi Arabia. And what they do is they provide medical care or medical assistance to those people who are ill and those people who can't afford medical care, right? So they operate largely in the time of Hajj, and their headquarters are based here in Riyadh. And they open up health clinics to help all the pilgrims and the Hujjaj in the time of Hajj, when there's millions and millions of people in the kingdom performing their pilgrimage. So they open up medical centers in order to help the people that might get ill, right? So that is what they do. This is not the only organization in the world that provides services to those people who need it. There are many other services that also take place, which I'm going to show you in a second. The non-profit organizations, or the organizations that aim to improve people's lives and make a difference in the lives of others, they help when people are suffering. They provide food and shelter. They help places that are afflicted by natural disasters like tornadoes and hurricanes and things like that, and their homes got torn apart. They help people who have been in accidents, and also they help nations and places that is affected by epidemics currently, like many of the world's countries are affected by the coronavirus currently. So people and organizations like the Red Crescent Society and many other medical non-profit organizations help places like that who are suffering, that can't help themselves. So I'm going to bring up a little PowerPoint quickly that's going to show you a bit about what I'm speaking about. So making a difference. So these are basically a few organizations that operate all around the world, and I'm also going to explain what they do. So Gift of the Givers is one of the first ones that I'm going to go through. So Gift of the Givers is a large disaster relief organization, and what this means is that they help victims or people of disasters. Notice the picture, there was probably a big flood, and people lost their homes and their jobs. So they help these people by providing them with places to sleep. They provide them with food and water, and also medical support if people are injured, or if they require medical assistance if they are ill or sick. Animal Welfare is another organization that works to stop the suffering, stop the suffering of inflicted animals, or people, or animals that have been affected by the actions of people. So you know, some people can be very cruel, and animals are harmed or killed. So Animal Welfare is the organization that tries to help these animals get back to their normal lives in the wild, and prevent them from suffering and help them when they are suffering. The next organization is called Greenpeace, and Greenpeace exposes worldwide environmental issues like um, the chopping down of trees, which is known as deforestation, which we've done in previous lessons last semester. They also highlight issues such as recycling, so people can not waste the natural resources of the world. They try to highlight issues about saving animals and not being cruel to animals, and also reducing your carbon footprint, which basically means try to stop damaging or harming the world. And we've spoken about the ozone layer and carbon emissions. We've seen a couple of videos about that before as well. So they try to reduce our impact on the planet so that we can sustain the planet for much longer. The next organization is known as the World Wildlife Fund, which you might know as the WWF, and they are involved with wildlife conservation. So basically what that means is they try and protect many, many animals in the world, and they try to protect these animals so that they don't go extinct, so that that specific animal can continue to roam the earth. So World Wildlife Fund is also involved in Saudi Arabia, where they try to protect the Arabian gazelle, which is a type of buck, which you can see in the picture. So this Arabian gazelle is currently endangered, and what endangered means is that they are at risk of being extinct. There will be no more Arabian gazelles in the world if they are extinct. So the World Wildlife Organization works to keep these species of animals alive, and animals are part of our ecosystem, and without specific animals, the ecosystem would have to be reshuffled, and it will make certain kinks in the ecosystem, meaning that other animals and plants and things have to adapt in order for the ecosystem to normalize. So that's very important to protect our wildlife and animals. Medicines Sans Frontiers, that is in another language, but this is also known as Doctors Without Borders. It's a huge organization across the world where doctors offer up their time and services. They don't get paid for this, and they go and assist people in countries and places where there was war, epidemics, like very large illnesses, and also natural disasters. So they travel all around the world. They don't get paid for it. They basically just go and help and offer their services and their time to try and help and protect these people. So that was just a couple of organizations that assist in um, in helping people all around the world. So basically, that is how people make a difference. And on the next page, on page number 85, it speaks about heroes and heroic deeds. So a hero is someone that you look up to. A hero is someone that helps many other people, and an heroic deed is something that hero does. Just an example as well about on page 87, the Palestinian flag you can see over here, which is a part of the Middle East. And Palestine is a country that's been in war, or they've been fighting for their freedom for over 60 years. And there was someone who really tried to make a difference in the world known as Yasser Arafat. He passed away, but he fought for the freedom of the Palestinian people. And in 1994, he won the Nobel Peace Prize, which is a very, very coveted and very, very prestigious award that is awarded to people who try and make a difference in the world. And he set up things like refugee camps, which you can see over here, where Palestinians have fled to different countries like Syria and Lebanon, Jordan and Egypt. That is why in the Middle East, you'll see many Palestinians all over the Middle East, because they fled Palestine away from the war, away from fighting for freedom, away from them being killed by various others. So making a difference in the world is extremely important, boys. So the kindest act, the kindest deed that you can do, even if it's opening the door for someone or smiling at someone, it is a good deed, and it makes a difference in the life of another person. That is why this is so important, and this is why we have to pay careful attention to how we treat people and how other people are treated. So even if you feed someone that's hungry, that's making a difference. The smallest act of kindness is making a difference. That concludes the lesson for the social studies in week 12. I will see you with the next installment of social studies for this week, where I'll go through a few other things, show you a couple of videos, and then also help you answer the questions in your social studies activity book. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much.